This is another episode of the Decoy Sports Podcast. All right, welcome back to the Decoy Sports Podcast for another week. My name is Jackson, and this is my best mate, Joel Thompson.
Hello, Jackson. And I just wanted to say before we get into it, happy birthday, mate.
Oh, thanks, mate. Yes, today is
How
the
old are
big
you?
day. I don't want to talk about it. Don't want to talk about it. No, I'm 32.
Okay.
32.
Good.
Just as old as you, mate. So, you know.
Ripe old age, mate.
Yeah, fuck. Just seems to get shorter and shorter every year, doesn't it?
You start waking up, and I mean, I'm 6 months into it, and your knee hurts a bit more.
Yeah.
Back's a little bit sore.
Yeah. Yeah, had a training session today, and back's been a bit sore all day. And
It's age.
It's funny, I actually went to the gym today, as I said, and one of the coaches was like, "Oh, what are you doing on the weekend?" I was like, "Oh, I just had a few beers for my birthday and stuff on the weekend." And he's like, "Oh yeah, how old you turn?" And I was like, "Oh, 32." He lost his mind over it. He was like, "I thought you were like 26."
Oh, true.
I was like, "Nah, bro, like I'm old." He's like, "Oh, that's all right." And I was like, "Yeah, so take it easy on me, you dog." He's like, 25, 26.
Yeah.
He's like, "Come on, Jackson, add some weights." I'm like, "Fuck you, mate.
Fuck off, bro.
I'm fucking old."
Fuck.
Yeah. What did you do on the weekend, man?
Caught up with you
Yeah, for
for a little bit.
a little bit.
What else did I do? I don't do too much. Just watch the footy.
Mm.
Yeah. Relax.
Chilled out.
Yeah. Not too
How
much.
did what happened with Evie? Did she end up? Was it like, did she sleep, or did you like you had to leave her in the other room?
Yeah, we like go in there and like pat her, but we can't pick her up and stuff.
Yeah.
It's still pretty hectic.
Was she like crying and shit?
Yeah, yeah.
Were you just like,
It's like kind of
do
okay.
you feel bad? Like you kind of
Yeah. It's kind of okay. And like Katie's still doing like heaps of it.
Yeah.
Like I'll just help wherever I can. But yeah, apparently last night was meant to be like the worst night, like the fourth night, and then like create new habits and all
Yeah.
this shit.
Was it bad last night?
I woke up I had to go to work today.
Yeah.
So Katie like did the
So you
bonus.
pussied out basically.
Well, I offered my help and she's like, "No, just sleep." But I still woke up every time, because I got the monitor
Yeah, you
going.
can hear it.
But it felt like a few times.
Yeah.
How was your weekend?
Cooked.
That's what you got to look forward to.
I know. I'm all good. Nah. It's pretty good, man. Yeah. Obviously, went out for a birthday on Saturday. Saw you for a bit. Went out to dinner, and then yesterday we watched that. It's on Netflix. That it's like Painkiller.
Oh yeah, we haven't watched it
Fucking
yet.
hectic.
Is
we
it?
we binged the whole thing.
True.
Yeah, it was like 7 episodes. If you haven't watched it, like crazy.
Yeah, right.
It's just mental to see, and there's so many more of like big pharma that's doing that sort of shit as well. Like that's just one company
Yeah, right.
that's sort of created this thing that like literally was like doing meth, and just all these normal people got fucked and like lost their lives. I think it was something like 500,000 people or some shit
So hectic.
lost their lives over it.
Yeah.
And that's just what they also said in it. Well, like it's also like not necessarily what people like just the people that lost their lives, but it's like it fucked up so many families, because it's then like the kids have to go through
Like
shit
traumatic
and all
thing,
this
and
shit,
then like
and
that fosters the next
yeah,
generation.
and the partners
of,
and all this, you know, and then the mums and dads that lost their kids, and you know all this shit. It's like a lot of them were like just teenage kids that, you know, like had sporting injuries, and their doctors put them onto this,
It's
and
hooked on it.
like it followed one guy. Like it was really a lady. There was like 3 parts to it. So it was the guy that started it, created it. It was a lady that was sort of trying to fight it, and then there was it followed like a family. And he was like a mechanic, and he like had an accident, and then it hit, like the doctor put him onto something. It wasn't strong enough, and it was right when they brought that out, and then they put him onto that, and he like slowly just become this addict, and like it was fucked.
So
it was hectic to watch. You're just like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, and it was just like any normal person, man, just
Yeah.
a normal guy who's literally just a normal guy like us, and then just had an
could
accident
see,
at
like-
work, and it just
yeah.
ended up turning this addict.
Bro, you could see like remember when I hurt my groin and we were
Yeah.
living together? Like you get like endones and shit,
know.
and you could easily pump those.
100%.
Like
You could easily get
for sure.
get hooked on that sort of shit, man.
Like you use them for your pain, which like I was.
Yeah.
But you could so easily
Yeah.
just destroy those.
Yeah. Well, I remember you were even like one night, you were like, why don't you just have an endone?
Yeah.
And we were just sitting watching TV and I was just buzzing.
Seriously.
Like sitting there like, holy shit.
Fucking that. We did it one time.
One time and I was like, you could easily see how you get addicted to
Do
something
that every
like that,
night.
man.
Be like, oh,
Be
let's do it
fucked.
again. Do it again. Yeah.
Just lucky they're not accessible, but they
100%.
were. That was the thing.
Yeah.
And they were like 3 times stronger than anything else, man.
So hectic.
Imagine that times like 5 or 6, because that's how like, and they had different dosages. Like, and then the companies would sell, if the companies could sell to the doctors the bigger dosages, they would get a higher commission rate for it. So they were selling ones that they didn't even need.
Wow.
Like these huge ones, because he even started on these smaller ones, and then he started getting addicted, and then the doctor upped his dosage, and then he just got fucked, man. And he like, it's hectic. So I won't ruin it anymore, but
we definitely have
crazy.
to watch it. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, mental, man. I also saw Todd Payton on Saturday.
Yeah, he said
Saturday
that.
night. Got a good story
that.
for you. So, I think this is an omen for this week.
Okay.
You ready? So he was sitting up behind me, and I was just sitting at the table, and he went to the bathroom, because it was like in behind where the restaurant was, and then I really needed to go as well, and I was like, I don't want to go at the same time and like be stand next to him in the trough, so I just waited a bit, and I was like, he'd be probably done now, and then I walked down the back into this like alley thing that had to go down the side to get down the back. But there was like tables, and then there was like the window there. So it was only space really for one person to get through. And I started walking, and someone got to the end, and there was like a girl, and she needed to come, and I just like pulled into the side where one of the tables were. So I had a gap, and then she come through. And then as I went to go, he come around the corner, and he like looks at me in the eye, and he's like, come on. And I went, no, you come on. And we had a stare for like, I reckon a good 5 seconds of like,
who's gonna go?
Who's going? And I big dicked him, and he went. he walked down, and on the way down through, I was like, "No worries, mate." Yeah. He's like, "Oh, thanks, mate." Yeah. So I just, if I look at that in an omen sense, that's the Roosters
like
big
go
dicking.
past and
We're gonna go past them, mate. We're gonna big dick them, get past them on the ladder, and they're not going to have fight. They've got no fight.
Or
mate, their coach couldn't even fight for him against the Roosters.
Could it be the other way around, though? Could it be like, because you let him go past, it's like him going past, them going past you?
They're already past us, so it doesn't make sense.
But just, well, they can't, not there. They're on equal points.
They're ninth.
Yeah, but you're on equal points.
They're ninth, mate, so they're already past us. So, it's him just cowering away to me, to the Roosters.
I hope so for you.
That's what it is, man. It's an omen bet. Get on it.
Get on it.
That's a fucking omen bet. I'm telling you.
Roosters to make top 8.
Roosters to win, Cowboys to lose this week. 100%. If that's not an omen, I don't know what is.
Chuck it on.
It is OA.
It's kind of.
That's a good omen.
It'd be weird, like, if you didn't put it on.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially, like, with all that happening.
Yeah. 100%. Oh, yeah, I don't know if you saw this as well. You see that thing today? There's like, I forgot his first name. I wrote it down, but it must have auto-corrected. So it says non-Lyles, but it must have been someone else. And he said about the...
non-Lyles.
Non-Lyles is what it says here. But he was saying about how I think he's a sprinter for USA or whatever. And he's saying about the World Championship, how like NBA and stuff have like world champions written when they win. And he's like, they aren't world champions. Have you heard that?
No.
I'll put it on. I've seen it. I think it was on ESPN. It is great. Hold on. I said, it blew up a little bit this, like today. I've seen it on a few things. Ready?
Me the most is that I have to watch the NBA finals and they have world champion on their head. World champion of what? The United States? Don't get me wrong. I love the U.S. at times, but that ain't the world. That is not the world. We are the world. We have almost every country out here.
He's talking about the Olympics because he's obviously like in the Olympics.
Yeah.
But fuck, I've thought about that so much.
I've never thought about that.
Man, they always do it, and they do it. I've never really noticed it in the NBA, but I used to watch the NFL all the time, and literally they'll be like, "Yeah, world champs."
Yeah.
In the NFL, I was like the NBA makes a little bit more sense because there's a lot of different cultured people, and there's a lot of different players, and that's the best league in the world.
Yeah.
That one makes a little bit more sense, but in the NFL,
It's all American people.
it's literally called American football. Like there's no other real, like, and yeah, there might be a few nationalities, there's a few Australians, few this and that, but like 99% of the world don't play that.
No.
Like,
It's true.
soccer makes sense because almost every country in the whole fucking world plays that.
Yeah.
And the World Cup makes sense because if you win that,
versus
you're world
other
champion.
country, yeah.
Yeah. But it's a domestic league.
Yeah. That's
It's the fucking weirdest
that
shit,
is
eh?
weird. I've never thought about that before.
Yeah. I've thought about it heaps, man. Especially, as I said, the NFL one. But it's so funny to see someone call out and say, like,
You're not?
you're like, no. And he's
hang
from
on.
the USA
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
They're very close-minded, aren't they?
They are.
Over
Well, they
there.
think they're the world.
That's what I mean. They're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
if we win, then the whole world wins. It's
Yeah.
like, nah, bruh.
Nah.
They don't even know where half the countries are on a map. You
Yeah.
see those like things where people go on the streets and they're like, where's Australia? And they don't have any idea.
Nah.
You know?
Nah. Just
Crazy.
That is.
All right. Who's your gun of the week, man?
My gun of the week was Parramatta. And I
good one.
never thought I would have said that.
Mental A. Can't believe they beat.
Can't believe they beat them. Like Gutho
They
was
smashed them too.
Gutho was like on one leg, and he was like,
He could almost be a gun. He was just,
he was so good.
yeah.
He was like,
You couldn't even stand by him. See, he was
Nah.
gone.
yeah, like come better, you prick. Love it. It was so
Yeah,
good.
it was good.
So gutsy. I just even before Luai got injured, they were outplayed like all over the field.
Yeah. I think it was they were definitely good, but I feel like Panthers were shit as well.
But they they have no right to be.
No,
They're
but I just
fighting
said
for
they didn't turn up. So
Yeah.
they look like shit.
But I think that gives confidence to like the whole comp.
Does, but it could just be that one. It's almost good having that shit game before the finals to get to go.
Reset.
Oh fuck, we're not as good as we think we are.
Yeah.
Even though they are.
Yeah.
And then they might just reset. Like I said to you, it might be best for the Roosters if they did have that off week this week.
Yeah. And come out
We'll
and
throw
hump.
it. We'll talk about the finals run
Yeah,
soon,
yeah.
but like it might throw it as well because then they might rest players.
It's very
So it's a bit. I've got a little bit to say about that too, but yeah,
I think
100%.
Para,
Yeah, cool, man.
was
Mine
yours?
was I've got a football one, and I got someone else that I really wanted to just throw out there as well. That's not related to football, but I thought he deserved a shout out. First one was Reece Walsh. He had 1 try, 1 field goal, 2 line breaks, 2 line break assists, 2 try assists, 8 tackle breaks, and 145 meters. The meters weren't the important thing. I just think he really led the team around quite well without obviously Reynolds and stuff.
Well, Pat
and a really
Carrigan
big
as
game.
well.
And
Yeah.
they had a few out, and I thought he really stood up. You know, he always has a few mistakes in him, which I think you accept.
take 'em,
You
yeah.
like, and just
For all the good that he does, you just like will have
there's like
those
a couple
couple.
of plays just coming at the back end, and he's like he just skip, and he like land and then just take off, and his acceleration through the line is just fucked.
Great. That try
Like in
that
a
he
step, he's at full speed, man.
that try that he scored was like,
Yeah,
holy fuck.
I know. It's cool.
Seriously.
There's one who was like 30 meters out on their side, and like he just like hopped to the side, found the gap, accelerated through the gap, swerved without changing speed. Like it's fucked, man. I was
how
like,
is that possible?
just so elusive and like
Yeah.
unbelievably like fast, man.
He did something to his knee, hey.
I think so. Oh,
Yeah.
that shot on him was
Oh
fucking
my god.
sick.
It was so good. And people were like blowing up about it too.
I'm
It was
like,
like
fair play.
So fair.
Yeah,
Go down, bro, if you like don't want to get hit.
that's it.
And you still get hit on the ground.
You
Anyway,
can
but-
show what happens like last year when Manu got a bit of that like cramp in his
oh, fake
his
cramp.
leg, and he went. It wasn't fake because he was out with a calf injury the week after.
Yeah,
Remember he
but-
did his actual calf.
Yeah, yeah,
He had
but-
calf issues all year,
But-
but he got a bit of cramp. He's like, oh fuck, and then like they kind of stopped, and he's just like, oh,
Boosted.
see you later. And puts chicken. They scored.
It's 100%.
Well, like yeah, you could easily say that argument. Well, that happened last year. I'm not doing that.
It was fair play.
Yeah,
Fair play.
I
And
think it
they
was
got
a bit-
up, they shook hands.
I think it was a
anyway.
little bit of dirt, but like it was.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you can't really say anything.
No.
Fair play.
And like even Reece Walsh got up and they like shook hands
Yeah,
and shit.
I
He's
know.
like, good shot.
yeah, that's funny.
It's so good.
No, it's good, man. I
Yeah.
thought, he was really strong.
Yeah.
And you show his maturity's starting to grow as well.
For sure.
I think in a year or two he's going to be fucked, like even more so, because he'll get that maturity plus the experience and sort of still have the ability behind him, and it's going to be like crazy. You know, by the time he's like 25. Imagine that.
How like stacked are Queensland
Yeah.
for like fullbacks and shit?
What are they going to do next year?
Because if Ponga's playing the way he's playing,
You can't play
can
him
you
in
put
the
them
line.
both in the team?
Well, you can't play Ponga in the line.
No. Does Ponga
you
play
play-
centre?
You wonder how long DCE's got left, and then if he goes, does Hunt go to 7, or do you put Dearden in, and then Hunt's pretty old too, and then like if one of them are free, do you put, Munster's still a 6, so do you? But then does it free up the 14 because Harry Grant starts, and then do you know what I mean? There's like all these questions.
A lot of variables, yeah.
But you could maybe play either one or the other at 14. The whole reason I was talking about that was to free up the 14 space. It's like, well, then could you maybe go Ponga played at 14? He's played there before, but he was younger. Didn't have all the head injuries then. No. So it's like, do you risk playing him in the line? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
for sure.
Especially through the middle. Like you'd probably maybe rather... I would probably prefer, if it was me right now, tomorrow, I would somehow try and play Walsh at 14 and I'd start Ponga. And then, because I just think Walsh, imagine him coming on through the middle in Origin when everyone's fucked. With like 10 minutes to go either side of half time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
If they can make that work, which I'm sure they would.
Yeah. If they could figure that out, that's what I would probably
scary.
do. Yeah.
So scary.
Yeah. The other shout out I just wanted to do was a kid called Jet Lawrence. So he, obviously I watched a lot of the motocross that you know of and that. And him and his family, he's got a brother called Hunter as well. They are from the Sunshine Coast, and actually when he was probably like 12, 13, Hunter was probably like 16, 17. They actually sold their family home, sold everything they had, and moved to Europe, all to just try and get the boys to be able to like go eventually to the AMA in like America and ride supercross and motocross. And they had to live out of like basically like a van for like 3 years. And they, like, the family sometimes didn't even eat just so the boys could eat and stuff, and just would be in like absolute monsoonal rain things, like basically. And Hunter did really well there, and they ended up being able to move to America. And then eventually they got into like a factory team, so like a team that's like
Red Bull.
so they're on they're on the Honda team basically. And Hunter's a little bit older than Jet. Jet just turned 20, and Jet won the outdoors last year, and he's won 2 Supercross titles on the lights, so the smaller bikes. And then this year he went up to the 450, so like with people that are 30, people any age, like people that have been riding forever. And the motocross season finished this week, and he went 22-0. He won every single race for the entire championship.
Oh my God.
Like, and that's hectic as well, because you think about, okay, you know, you've got like the F1s and shit, you do qualifying, so you always start like in a certain position. Motocross, everyone starts in the same position. You get your gate pick, so you do qualifying, you get a gate, but you're all taking off at the exact same time. You're all fighting for the same corner. Like, so for him to go 22-0, it's only happened twice before, and it was James Stewart, you know, the black guy. He's like, was just, they called him Bubba. And then Ricky Carmichael, which like if people know
Carmichael,
everyone knows who he is as well. So they were the only 2 people that's ever done it, and he's only 20 years old, racing the first time he's ever raced in 450 class for Supercross or motocross, and he went 22-0, didn't get beat once.
Wow.
Mental.
Oh my God. Like his parents would be like, I think we did that shit.
Loaded now, dude. Like just the brand he's bought, he's like made over there, and he's like a good looking kid. You know, he's just got everything going for him. And Hunter won the lights as well. So Hunter won the because you have to either, if you win a certain like if you win the lights, I think 3 times you have to go to the 450s. That's why he went up, even though he's younger. Whereas Hunter had only won, he won there's like an East and a West showdown for the lights in the Supercross.
Yeah.
And I think Jet won the East this year and Hunter won the West, or vice versa. So I think next year Hunter will have to go the big bikes, but
So will they be versing each other
they
next
will
year?
next year, yeah.
Are they on the same team?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
So
cool.
they're like teammates as well. But they're really like when one would win, they'll just like come over and like
Yeah,
they
like so
fucking love
stoked
man.
for it.
Yeah. So they've raced a little bit together in the lights. But Jet's, it's funny because Jet's like a little bit quicker and he's got this real technically like just perfect riding technique kind of thing.
Yeah.
And Hunter's like probably even more technically good, but Jet's just, I think as he's younger, he's just got this like he can just throw it out there and just doesn't care. Like he just, you know what I mean? That little bit of a switch in your head where it's just like you're crazy. Like he's got that in
Disregard
him.
for safety.
Yeah,
Like I'm just gonna do it.
just send it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like that. So
Hectic.
yeah, just wanted to shout out them. That's awesome. I thought.
Yeah, that's
good
mad.
one.
Yeah,
Turd of the week.
Rick Noble.
Ooh.
You good?
I'm all good. Spilt it. What'd you say?
Rick Noble.
Rick Noble.
Ricky Stuart. Do you see that?
Fuck off.
Do you see that? Like it's
Fuck off.
It's turdy as fuck.
Oh mate.
Yeah. Like it's you don't expect
Did
anything
you see his
less.
press conference more?
I didn't watch it. No.
Mate, worse.
Really?
Even worse.
Like there was a few calls at the end that kind of fucked him. I reckon that were probably harsh.
Mate, it was so
But
shit.
Fuck, dude. You can't be telling the.
He's like, oh, fuck, calls were that bad. And, you know, I can't even say anything. I've got to sit here every fucking week and, you know, I just got to take it and I can't say anything. And, you know, then they'll call me next week and say, you know, they should have done this and, you know, well, it doesn't help us, does it? Like, just grow up, you cunt.
Yeah, seriously. I don't know. You can't tell the camera to fuck off.
He didn't say, I know. The camera's just filming the game, dude.
Can you fuck off?
Fuck off.
It's so Ricky Stewart. Oh my god. It's so Ricky Stewart.
Oh,
Seriously.
fuck.
It's so good. It's so turdy and I just loved it though.
But, like, your team's just not good enough, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
they've like just
you can't blame it on calls, man. I watched that game. Sort of watched it. I was a few beers deep, but I definitely watched it.
Yeah.
But I didn't see anything that was like shockingly bad.
Yeah.
Did you?
I think there was a few like
That changed the game.
yeah.
That like
10
completely
to,
changed the
yeah,
game.
like 10 to go. It was super close. Was it a forward pass or something that it wasn't a forward pass? Can I just say as well, they've been missing a lot of forward passes.
Oh, fuck oath.
Are they just like too
A lot.
scared to call them or something
know.
now?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I
But
see him on the other day, on the weekend. Someone threw it. The touch judge overran it by about 3 meters.
Yeah.
And then he like realized he overran it, stopped, ran back, looked, but the ball had already been passed and was gone. And he's like, "Oh yeah, that's all good." But I was like, "You already passed it. So how do you even know
yeah.
if you like
You don't know.
You didn't see it because you were 3 meters past. Then you try to like correct yourself, but the ball had been caught and he'd already taken 2 steps, and then you were fucking 3 meters behind the play.
Yeah.
You know,
It's not good enough.
like I'm
Okay,
not
it's like-
claiming like that's just human error, but
Yeah. But it's like it's finals. It's nearly finals.
what are they
time,
going to
right?
start? They need to either I don't know what they're going to
Yeah,
do. I don't know.
it can't be fixed. Like they're
yeah.
going to call them or not call them, but
It's been day old, a fucking what's
Since
it called?
day dot, yeah.
Since day
Age
dot.
old fucking
age old bloody
era,
thing.
yeah.
It's like I can't remember ever not saying or talking about 4 passes in
yeah,
a season.
that
you know?
the Manly Bulldogs game, a lot of forward passes that weren't picked up, and then there wasn't one, and they called it. Like what the hell?
Yeah,
We're seeing it from like the best angle. You can see it, like the bunker can see. I know they can't rule on it, but like everybody can see it. Surely the 2 touchies can see it.
yeah. I don't know.
They
bro.
got the best view in the house. Like
Yeah,
I don't know, but yeah,
Do you reckon they could put some sort of like in the Premier League when the ball goes over the line, they like do a little buzz on the watch.
yeah.
So
But
basically,
then who's doing that?
but like,
Who's buzzing? Like,
but
can they
could
be
you buzz
trusted?
it to the not to the ref, but can they do it on the touch judges ones? But then the buzz is calling on a forward pass, but then they can then rule no, it was backwards out of the hand. So it like
Yeah, but I
it tells
reckon
them it's forward, but then it's like they can then make their opinion it was back or not.
in
in terms of
yeah,
like,
I know, but
that floated forward, yep, buzzed. No, I thought it was back.
Yeah.
Or if they just don't, if they can't see it, or the ones that are, then they can call it.
I don't know, man. I just think it's like that's just bringing a whole nother thing into it.
I reckon. Do you reckon in 10 years that they'll have a thing on that?
Probably.
So what's the?
I know. Where's
what's stopping
the
it right now?
No, no.
So we're just delaying the inevitable. It's going to happen.
Yeah, it will happen. Yeah,
I guarantee you, in 10 years there will be a fucking
like
a bunker forward
cam
pass,
or
some sort of shit. There
a
will be.
laser, like in NFL, like the line for the yardage and whatever.
You look at it now, man. Just like they slow everything down to like see a tiny little separation before he touched. In everything else,
Yeah.
Why do they not do it on forward passes, which seem to be the most
Scrutinised.
Well,
it's
things.
only
It's
the
like,
most scrutinised because we don't have anything on it.
but that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like it's just going to be an add-on. They will do it.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, just the way like they just have to trial it in trials and
Yeah.
fucking like the All Stars games and shit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't, yeah, it's
I don't know,
like you say,
dude.
it's inevitable. Who was your third?
JWH.
Yeah,
Yeah. Game was won. Didn't have to do it, and just the red mist came over him.
Such a JWH thing to do, dude. It's like
You love to hate him, but you
Yeah.
hate to, you just can't.
yeah,
You can't not, like, you just go, oh, he's going to do that.
Yeah.
And it's going to cost him, but you just hope it doesn't cost him at, like,
bro. Like
bad times.
seriously,
Luckily, it didn't, but.
but seriously, that personally can cost him a lot
Oh, fuck yeah.
because
Do you reckon it was worth 6 weeks?
yeah, it was pretty bad. He
The
fought.
only reason I say
today,
the only reason I say that is because the only thing I can sort of say is he didn't necessarily like swing an arm at him.
No.
He kind of like hit him in the chest.
Yeah, yeah.
Like his chest hit his shoulder and then maybe a little bit of head. But it was kind of late and he kicked the ball and they're super diligent with the whole kicking of the ball, like,
Yeah.
because they're not really like,
they're not braced. They're
not
like up
braced
in the
or
air.
nothing.
Yeah,
I get that part, but I was also like, he didn't really get him high as such. Like if you got him high and it was foul play, why did he not go off with a HIA? Did Appy go off with a HIA?
No.
So it was kind of like, it wasn't high. It was just late. That was all it was.
I saw today that he's like challenging it.
Yeah, well, that might be the why.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I'd say it's not because of the finals or anything. I don't think he'll get, like, you don't get off altogether, will he? It'll probably just be
It'll
downgraded.
be downgraded, I'd say.
So maybe he gets a couple weeks.
2 weeks, maybe.
Like if we make the grand final.
Yeah.
But
But like,
I think it's for Vegas.
yeah, if you, yeah, that's what I was
That's what
about to
it
say.
is,
Like,
yeah.
if yous like don't make finals, and he's got like a few week ban, like it's Vegas gone.
Oh, yeah. He wants to go to Vegas, mate.
Fuck yeah.
It's almost why he re-signed.
Probably.
He re-signed for a year to go to Vegas.
Yeah. Probably
So
retire.
apparently
after.
I heard that he might be able to still go to Vegas because the New Zealand games can be like taken as,
It's so shit.
I know.
It
But
shouldn't be like it shouldn't be counted.
but what about if he wants to, what then? So then if it shouldn't be counted, can he play for New Zealand? Now I got ya.
Yeah.
Should be able to play for New Zealand then.
Yeah. I
Because
reckon
it's
he should.
separate, because it's
I reckon he
international.
should. Yeah.
Right.
I reckon it should.
But then what if you get suspended from New Zealand? Do you only take that suspension when you play international again, or does it go back into the NRL
I reckon it should stay.
just for
I
international?
reckon representative in that should stay
what if
representative.
you
Origin
what
as
if
well.
you king hit someone and you get 12 weeks? Does that just stay in international
should
and then you
your-
probably never play
why
internationals again?
why should your club get punished?
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, I think that's a massive thing. Like, imagine if it was like a 25-year-old punches someone, gets like a 13-game ban or something.
but it has to be in a club.
No, it has to be in.
No, but I'm saying like now it is, like at the
Yeah, it
moment.
has to, yeah, your club, like, you're like, why the fuck should we cop that?
yeah.
We're paying him like $500,000 a year.
Yeah, I get it, but I just
But the punishment should be
most
you're
players-
never playing for your country
I
ever
know,
again.
a lot of players don't play more than 10 fucking,
Yeah.
international games ever.
Well, then that's the thing.
There's not even that many on.
No,
that's
no,
the
but
hard.
like-
That's hard. That's the hard part.
Yeah, but there's a World Cup
like
every
one
few
game
years.
on every fucking
yeah,
year.
no, but they're bringing it back though more.
Yeah, well, maybe more when it comes back. I understand it. Right
Yeah.
now, it's like, what if he gets 6 weeks. And he retires next year.
Yeah. Well, that's
And he
just
only
what it
suffers
is.
one of it. You know,
That's
like,
just what it is, though.
I know. It's just I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know how they fix that. They
Yeah,
probably
I
needs to wait till there's more games on.
Yeah.
You know, as you said.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's mine. Turd of the week.
Yeah. Fair.
It's annoying. All right. I've got a bit of the finals run home. Obviously, rejigged it from last week. We'll run through it.
Yeah.
Let's start from top to bottom. So, Broncos will face the Storm for the minor premiership this week. If they win that, obviously, they will become minor premiers. Panthers will face the Cowboys.
Isn't that hectic, though? Like, just on the Broncos from last year, like that fall out of the finals.
Yeah, but you think about before they went for that fall, they were there. They were the same as this year, really.
That's what I'm saying, though.
But then they just...
But like,
something
isn't that
happened.
like something happened?
It must be an internal A.
Has
Something
to
happened.
be. Had to have been. Because what they got Reece Walsh now,
Yeah.
but I mean that's a massive X factor.
Yeah, they've added,
but it was
there was something to just go
has to be
off. It was weird. Yeah.
Yeah.
Panthers will face the Cowboys. If both teams win, Broncos will finish first. If both teams win, Broncos will finish first. If they lose, and Panthers will. And if Panthers, that was just so wrong.
If
Broncos
win, they're minor prems.
Broncos win. But if Broncos lose and the Panthers win, they will win the minor premiership because their for and against is way better. Yeah, that's what I meant to say. I don't know what I wrote there. Weird. Warriors have secured top 4.
Yep. Are they guaranteed third?
So this is the next part. Storm can leapfrog into third if Warriors lose and they win this weekend.
Yep.
So Storm win, Warriors lose, they'll be third. Does it really matter third to fourth? Probably not, because
it's just, you're depends if you Broncos want to or
what would you prefer?
It's hard, bro. Yeah.
I wouldn't even bother about worrying. It's just like
it's gonna be hard.
It's gonna suck either way.
Yeah. I think maybe if you're the Storm, you probably would rather verse Broncos because they have a good record over Broncos. Not so much.
I think they
Penrith.
beat Penrith this year.
They did, but I think like for like a long record, they have the wood over Broncos at Broncos. I think
they've got a massive wood over Broncos at Broncos. Yeah. At Suncorp they smashed them there.
Yeah,
but that was a very big period when Cam Smith was there.
It's
and
true.
He loved fucking pumping Broncos because they let him go. Yeah.
But like Cam Munster probably still hates.
Yeah.
Like loves pumping them.
Yeah, I think if you're Storm, you probably would rather stay fourth.
Yeah.
Or depending if Broncos win this week, but
yeah,
you can't really decide.
Which they will, right?
Yeah.
So if Broncos win, they will be first.
They will be first, yeah. But if they lose and Panthers win, which is possible as well because But Storm verse them this week, so they might verse them 2 weeks in a row.
I know, that's what I mean.
Yeah,
that's what I was just about to say. Like, there's potential for Storm to verse Broncos at Broncos 2 weeks in a row.
Kind of like last year with the Roosters South. They versed them and then versed them again. Yeah,
it's pretty crazy.
And it normally flips.
Yeah,
one lose. Same with Well, we pumped them in the first week.
Yeah,
like the second one wasn't really a game; it was a fight. But they knew that that's what they probably needed to do to win, right? They knew they had to down the skin. So it's like you could kind of. That's where coaches come involved a lot. It's very much a coaching
for sure, managing the week and
But that'll be interesting.
Yeah,
excuse me. So Knights have secured the finals. The win will keep them ahead of the Sharks in 5th. The Sharks will make the finals even with a loss unless Souths win by 40 plus and Canberra win. They will finish 6th.
Well, Canberra would, if that was the case, because they're versing each other.
Correct.
Yeah. So Canberra has to win.
Yes.
The Sharks lose.
Yeah.
And Souths have to win by 40.
Yes.
Okay.
And they will miss out altogether.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's still
possible.
Potential, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So they can, because they're on 32 points, but they have, about 40 points on Souths right now. But if South smash us and they lose, and that can swing a little bit as well because say if
Raiders could beat them by
20 and then so they could miss out altogether, which is pretty crazy as well.
That is crazy.
So
but that wouldn't happen if yous beat Rabbitohs.
No, because our for and against is shit.
Okay.
So yeah, they would still stay in ahead of us because of for and against.
Yeah. But there's potential for Raiders to drop out.
Right, yeah. So we'll get to that. So
Yeah.
if the Raiders lose this week and the Cowboys win, they will fall out of the 8. And they verse Sharks this week. So if they lose this week, Cowboys win, they will fall out of the 8th purely because unless the Roosters and Roosters South finishes as a draw, that's the only other way they'd stay in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
which is highly unlikely.
Oh, highly unlikely.
There's been one all
But
year.
I'm just trying to cover all bases here.
Yeah.
But yeah, if they beat them, if Raiders beat them this week, Cowboys win, and either the Roosters or Souths win, no
Roosters
matter what, they'll go in front.
Yeah.
Because they've got the worst for and against out of anyone.
Yeah.
And they'll stay on 32 points.
Is there potential for the Sharks to fall out?
We just said. So
That's right. Yeah.
So only if Canberra beat them and they
That's right.
they lose substantially to Canberra and Rabbitohs beat us substantially.
Right.
So possible, possible.
Yeah.
Souths need to obviously win to finish in 8th spot. The Roosters also need to win to finish in 8th. And there's hope that if one of the Cowboys lose to Penrith or Canberra lose to the Sharks, that'll allow us to finish in 8th. So we need obviously to win versus South. Souths just need to win and they'll 100% finish in 8th minimum.
Yep.
If we win, we need Cowboys to either lose or Canberra to lose, one or the other.
Okay.
So either or.
And what if they both lose?
If both lose, we will finish in 7th.
Okay.
Yeah, if the Cowboys lose and the Raiders lose, and the
Raiders
Roosters
would
or
finish in
Souths win, we would finish in 7th, and one of them would finish in 8th.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Raiders would finish in 8th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So much.
So there's still like
It's so much to happen.
if I told you 5 weeks ago we could finish in 7th, what would you say?
You're fucking off your head.
When we lost to the Broncos,
Yeah. Well, no.
can't.
It's
We can finish in 7th,
It's such a I'm so happy.
but we could also miss out.
Yeah.
That's the crazy part about it.
Yeah. It's like it's finals every week.
We can win and still miss the 8, but then
That's
we can
wild.
win and finish in 7th.
That's crazy.
So we play Friday night.
yeah.
Then we have to wait for
The Cowboys game at 5:30.
Yeah,
Then the
on
Raiders
Saturday,
game
and then
Sunday.
one's on Sunday.
Yeah.
So like, we could win and be like, "Fuck, we probably don't make finals," and
Yeah.
then those two
I just had
teams win.
such mad deja vu.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Super weird.
I hate when that happens because I feel like I'm like, oh, am I gonna die now or something? Do you ever get that? You're like, fuck, someone's gonna come in with like a gun and shoot me or something. Like it's the moment that I had deja vu. So like, it was the
Something's
last part of
happened.
my
Yeah,
life
yeah.
that I'm about to die or some shit. Do you ever think that?
Yeah. Maybe not that
I
hectic
do.
about it.
I do.
But that's super
just
weird.
like, I always
that
get
feeling,
ready.
you know when that feeling just comes
Yeah.
over
Do
you?
you ever get ready where you're like, I'm gonna have to fucking punch on with someone here?
Yeah, you
And then nothing happens, and then like,
got all worked up for nothing.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So good.
And then you're like, I don't know when it's over. Though,
Yeah.
You know, you're like, how long am I waiting for?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think it's like been and gone.
Yeah.
But that was very weird.
Weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, fucking a lot to play
lot.
for this weekend. A
So
lot.
should we say what we think it will finish like? Like,
Yeah,
do we
if you
go
want.
down that little,
Yeah.
like,
So I'll pull it up.
Mm-hmm.
So you pull up the ladder.
Yep.
And I'll pull up the thing.
righto.
So Broncos Storm.
Yep.
Broncos Storm. What do you reckon? I could see a loss.
For Broncos.
I just have a feeling. They've
Yeah.
got Reynolds out, Carrigan's out. I think Tony
Walsh gonna
Staggs
be
out. Walsh is
Maybe.
an if. I
Yeah.
think Staggs is out.
Yeah, he's out.
Yeah, so like they've got a lot out.
Yeah.
I could see a loss.
Haas dislocated his finger, but he'll probably
It'll
play.
be fine. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say they finish second. I think they'll lose.
Yeah.
And I think Panthers will beat Cowboys.
With the minor premiership to play for.
I think they lose, and then because they play second,
Yeah.
they'll then play their players because they can obviously finish minor. I think if they win, if the Broncos win, Panthers will rest. But this is the thing that pisses me off. I don't think you should be allowed to.
Rest.
Yeah.
Like, you should be.
Because it fucks up the rest of the competition, man. I know because it's the Roosters and blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
yeah.
But I think it should be for every team, man. It's like
I don't know.
I think there should be some sort of thing. If your players are fit and it's a regular season, not only is it a bit of a detriment to other teams that like
to the fans.
to miss out, but it's also the fans that like people are going to pay money to see certain players. You're resting them, and two, it's like the television rights and shit. Like surely there's something in there where it's like if you've got available players, they should be playing, man. You know, they shouldn't be getting rested just because they're to the sake of it. I just think it like it should be fair across the board. If your players are fit, they should be playing.
Yeah.
You know,
I
fucking
agree.
make less rounds, dude.
That's true.
You know, it's one or the other. You shouldn't have to rest your players basically, unless they're just purely injured or have like a really bad niggle that you're like, okay, a week off will be good for them. Yeah. But if it's just like a load management thing, well, fuck you should be playing.
Yeah. I don't disagree.
I think doctors should have to like
rule you out.
Yeah. And it has to be like go through the NRL. Otherwise, I just think it's like it's professional sport, man. You shouldn't just be resting players at the end of the day.
I bet you if Roosters were coming like first.
No, I agree. I honestly I've thought that forever. I'm not, as I said, it's not just because of Roosters.
Yeah.
Like I just genuinely don't think you should be resting players, you know?
Yeah.
But as I said, I genuinely think it's the competition is too long anyway, which we talked about last week. So it shouldn't, you wouldn't have to if it was shorter, right?
Yeah.
Do you reckon that'll happen? Broncos Storm, what do you reckon?
It's a hard one.
Just with the players out, you'd probably go
Storm.
I know Hughes is out.
Yeah.
But
I think maybe Storm.
Yeah. Hughes is out, but they got Pat back. He looked alright. He'll be back another week, you know.
Yep. So and then if that was to happen, Storm.
So Panthers, Broncos, Storm will finish third.
Possibly if Warriors lose.
Who have the Warriors got?
They got an easy one.
Dolphins.
Yeah.
So I think they beat the Dolphins.
Yep.
So I think they finished third still.
Yep. So then it would be. Yeah, but you don't want like Panthers would win, then they versus Storm first round.
It's not what I want. It's just what I think will happen.
Saying. Yeah, no, I know. I'm like, do Panthers want that though? Like,
I just think that's Warriors
like for like an easy game. Not saying it's easy because no one's easy.
At the end of the day, like you just
play what you play.
I don't think they care. You know, they're the sort of team that don't give a fuck, man. They'll beat anyone.
They'll probably rather play Storm first week. Yeah.
That's a bit of a bogey team for them too.
Yeah.
They seem to like.
Yeah.
It's very mixed. It's like bogey team for both.
At the start of the year, like Storm got them.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But then
it's a bit of a bogey.
Humped them a bit, I think. So what we're saying, Panthers, Broncos, Warriors, Storm will be top four.
Panthers, Broncos, Warriors, Storm. Yep, will be top four.
Yep.
You guys have the Dragons.
Dragons, yep.
I'd see you winning that. I genuinely just can't see them. They've played all right the last couple of weeks, the Dragons. They've stayed in games, but I just think you'll probably beat them.
Yeah.
Who's going to play fullback? Miller?
I'd say he said in the press conference that Miller's ready to go. So
right.
You'd assume so.
I'd assume you'd win that.
Yeah.
But you could have an off week as well. Like you almost I wouldn't even mind if you dropped.
We had one to Dolphins. And we still won. But
probably wouldn't be a bad thing for you. You finished fifth and you got us.
But we wouldn't if we
you have either us, Souths, or Raiders.
Yeah, but if we lose, we would finish sixth.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So it's probably good because you wouldn't have us. You'd have
we'd have Raiders or the Sharks.
Raiders, Sharks, or possibly
whoever's
because we can go to seventh as well.
Yeah.
Or South.
Yeah.
But yeah, like most likely, I'd say you win that, finish fifth. That's what I'm going with.
Yeah, and then we verse.
Well, then we'd go who's sixth, seventh. Yeah. So it would be Raiders, Sharks.
Yeah. Yeah, they would.
I'm going to go a Sharks win.
Yeah. Okay.
I reckon Sharks win.
Mm-hmm.
And then I say, which means Raiders drop out the 8 if Cowboys win.
But we're saying Panthers win, so
they won't. They'll stay in the 8.
Cowboys would not.
Yeah, so they'll stay in the 8.
So it'll be whoever wins out of you.
So fifth will be sixth will be Sharks, 7th will be Raiders.
Yeah.
And then 8th will be either me or us or South, like Roosters or South.
Yeah. And do you think you confident?
I reckon we'll win.
Yeah.
It depends. I don't know who's playing this week because Manu did a hamstring.
Yeah, he's a 50-50 apparently.
Yeah, so he might. So Manu, you've got
Tedesco's back.
Teddy's back, but then
Walker played all right.
Walker had a HIA, but he came back on, so he should be all right.
Yep.
Bradley got a HIA. BillySmith.HIA, I think. Yeah,
Yeah, were they all grade 2s though?
I think so.
Yeah,
so
that'll
they
be
should
fine.
play.
Yeah.
But then JWH is out. Crichton was a late withdrawal, so I don't know if he's coming back in.
Yep.
But that'll be a good replacement, even though it's not like for like. But
No,
you got Fletcher Baker, Terrell May. That Fletcher Baker will probably come in the starting team. Terrell May, then your bench is still like Crichton, Egan Butcher.
Yeah.
You can sort of like. I reckon we'll win. I think with Trell out, I think we're favourites with Trell out, and just the what's happening at Souths as well, man. I think
you
you'd have to say we're favourites.
Are you?
I don't know. I would put us favourites. So I'm going to go with us at 8. So it was.
Yous are not favourites.
That's weird.
It's like pretty much even money.
Right.
$1.89 to $1.95.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it could go either way. You don't know.
It could be either
right?
way. Yeah.
So we're going Panthers first, Broncos second.
Sorry, can I just before you? I'm just looking at the odds. The Dragons versus Knights. Dragons $1.69, Knights $2.18.
Wow.
What?
Bit weird. I think they just think that you might drop one.
What?
Just, as soon as you put Ponga out, man, that's just what they don't go off that. Is Hastings going to play?
Panthers versus Cowboys. $1.92, $1.92.
They might think you might rest players too,
What the fuck?
Well, Panthers, Cowboys. Panthers don't have much to play for. I think that'll
Possibly.
change. That'll change after that game.
I don't know.
You watch it change though after the Broncos
it's good
game.
to like $1.92 is value
Oh fuck yeah!
in case Broncos lose,
Yeah.
and they'll drop to like
Yeah,
$1.20.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fucking hectic.
So let's run through the table real quick. So it was Panthers for what we think. Panthers first, Broncos second, Warriors third, Storm fourth,
Yep.
Sharks fifth.
Knights.
Knights fifth, Sharks sixth, Raiders seventh, Roosters eighth.
Yep.
Depending on how you want to
And
play.
then
that one.
like if that was to play out that exact way,
Roosters,
Knights
Knights
versus
next
Roosters
week.
at Newey.
Yes.
Fuck. That'll
If there's
probably
a
be
game that I want to play, it's probably that. Although I reckon if there's a team right now that can give those top two teams a run,
It's Knights.
and I'm not even going to say 4 teams, so I reckon you'll beat the other two. It's Knights.
We've
If you
already
look at the
beaten-
form team, man.
We've already beaten Warriors and we've already beaten Storm.
And I'm not even looking out of like, oh, you fucking got Ponga and this and that. I'm looking at your defense.
Yeah.
Your defense is probably the best in the comp right now, which
Yeah.
is fucked.
It's so fucked.
That is, you never hear that.
It's so fucked.
about you guys, but like
Yeah.
even like yesterday, some of your defense like on the line and shit. I'm like, fuck, that's premiership
That's-
winning defense right there.
that's finals
That's Roosters
defense.
2019 against fucking Raiders.
brick wall.
Hold them out for
Yeah.
fucking 18 sets sort of shit.
Yeah.
That's what wins you. Like look at every team that wins every year, man.
Yeah.
They've got great defense.
I just hope it.
Panthers last year, like
Yeah. I just hope like they just, even though Ponga might be out or a few players might get a rest
Yeah.
if they got bumps and
Yeah.
bruises or whatever. They just next man up. Like
Yeah.
I think that Dylan Lucas sort of proved that we have like that depth.
you got a bit of depth there.
Yeah, which is nice. So we got Lockie Miller there in the wings, and
I just
Adam Clune's been so good.
yeah.
I mean, we'll get to them. But
I look at like, we beat the Tigers and I just sort of go, like, I look at that and I'm like, the level of that game to like your game or like even the game like the week before when we won and, we're getting the wins and we're doing what we need to do and we might finish 8th, but I just see the levels and you're just a class above at the moment. Like the way you're winning. Yeah, we're both winning, but it's the way you're winning with dominance and like, you just look better. Our defense has definitely gotten better, and our attack has as well. I think we hadn't scored over 30 all year, and we've scored in this little run. I think we've scored over 34 times now. So it's like it's starting to figure out, but it's just still not there, which is weird.
Yeah,
the class is just not the same yet.
Yeah, it's just so much. I think that's the stability, right? Knights normally don't have stability in their spine.
Yeah.
And like Roosters of old have.
But Clune's even just been able to fill straight in.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The next man up thing,
I know.
like
Yeah.
the depth. It's been, and I think that everyone thought as soon as Hastings got injured,
that would be
that we were done.
But Clune just stepped straight in.
and
slotted in, it's fine.
arguably playing as good.
Yep.
Great
I agree.
kicking,
I
like
agree.
good running game.
Yep.
It's nice. It's refreshing.
Yeah, 100%, man.
Yeah.
With like Souths and stuff, all that stuff that happened last week, we haven't really been able to talk about it. what was your take? Something's definitely happened, like
on all the
internally.
turmoil.
Yeah, with like the Burgess and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah, it's like crumbling from within.
Yeah.
Like self imploding or something.
It's just weird, like the way they
weird
tried
timing
to, the way
too.
they tried to like to sort of mutually agree to part ways and shit. It was just kind of weird because it was like
A week, 2 weeks
2
before
weeks prior.
finals.
Like it would make sense if it was mid-season. It
Yeah.
was 2 weeks to go. It's
Yeah.
like, is it that bad that he can't? Like, you might have one game left.
Yeah.
One
It's-
game.
It must be bad.
Like it has to be just
It's not
broken.
like a mutual,
Yeah.
friendly. It has to be like destroyed.
Yeah, I don't know. I've always looked at Dimitri and I just never thought he was a long-term fit for the
Yeah.
club. Like I just never. It was more like
He's
that
like,
was. I feel like it was more. I know they've just re-signed him more. Like he's got a contract pending. They want to release at the same time as all the other coaches for the next whatever, which is fine. Because like who else are they going to get right now? Probably like Burgess probably isn't ready. He needs to go do like
do his stint.
do his
over
little
there.
stint over
But
there and stuff.
He'll be the
he will be.
Rabbitohs coach.
But it's
Yeah.
like, I always looked at him. It was kind of weird because he kind of just come out of nowhere. But he was like Bennett's predecessor. It was almost like Bennett was like, oh well, if you want me for the next 3 years or 2 years, you have to do that. Then you have to employ him. And it kind of felt more like that than South wanting him.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's like it was a package deal or no Bennett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I kind of
it's
feel
kinda
like
weird, yeah.
But I know they're re-signing him, but he did all right. Like
He inherited a pretty fucking hot Rabbitohs team, right?
yeah, but now he's starting to see things around how obviously things aren't going well at training and there's different standards for different players and Cam Murray's calling out Trell and all this shit.
Yeah.
The thing that's like kind of a weird, like, I don't know, like since that sort of happened now this week, they're saying how I hate how the media's like, they're almost like throwing fuel on the fire around like Latrell and stuff. So they're basically saying things like, oh, he's he's copping at all this shit. Like, it's not nice that he's getting what he's getting and all this stuff. Like in terms of like there's a thing with Churchill, like what
Yeah, Rodney Churchill or whatever.
that came out in May.
Yeah.
That text was from May, so they've brought it back up.
Yeah.
It was them.
Yeah.
So the media have brought it back up.
They were coming first.
Because I was reading it today, and it was just like I was reading a
just, like,
report today, so
yeah.
that said apparently, like I read the tech, like they go, oh, he texts that Pappas, who's like the general manager or whatever of South, saying, like he said something about like, where's the human headline, Mitchell tonight, Nicholas, missing again. This was his big game apparently. Your club will not win another comp for another 40 years if this imposter remains at South. He's a complete myth who has the Aboriginal cause paramount to South Sydney's paramount and South Sydney second, if at all. I hope you and your family well. Nothing was done, and now this cancer Mitchell is about to ruin the club. So he wrote that, which is fucked, right?
That's fucked.
And the media have brought it up.
Yeah.
Because I was like, hold on, and I read back up, and it says, Rabbitohs superstar Latrell Mitchell advisor Matt Rose has reached out the NRL with concerns about the fullback's welfare after a scathing attack from South Sydney legend. Clive Churchill's son Rod took to swipe the talented fullback after Rabbitohs lost to the Eels in May, texting chairman Nick Pappas as reported in the Sydney Morning Herald. So
It's
he
such
wrote
a
that
load
in
of
May.
shit.
So why are they saying? So it's
Honestly,
they've held that until something happened with Latrell.
Yeah.
But you thought it was now, didn't you?
I thought it was now.
Oh, so did I.
Yeah. I thought it was now.
But they leave
That's
that little
such a
heading out.
Fucking dog thing, bro.
So they put it right at the end, or like right. They had it in the start, but it was like right in this big paragraph that no one's reading. You just skim through that shit, don't you?
You're like, oh,
Because I initially skimmed through it and I was like, fuck.
I thought they were talking about the Knights game.
And I read back and I was like, what the fuck? And then it said Rose took to action after Latrell, who was granted the weekend of round 26 off, was labelled a cancer. It's like he didn't take to action in round 26 because it happened in May. That text is from May.
Yeah, but are they saying now that that's come out, they've given him the week off?
Yeah, they're saying
This
that,
round.
but they're trying to like conflict it with saying that text came out last week.
Yeah.
They're
so
fucking
bad.
dogs, man.
They're
honestly,
dogs.
but then they're trying to see.
It's because it
but
creates
they're
more
putting
shit for them
so
to talk about.
They've blown
dude.
it into this thing, and now they're trying to turn it into this thing, saying, "Leave Latrell alone." You guys brought it up.
Yeah. It's so.
Fuck?
It's like.
And I
Fuck.
gave him the turd of the week last week. I thought he was shit.
Yeah.
And you agreed and
Yeah.
everything. That's saying one thing.
That's
but saying
on field.
But saying all this shit off field
Calling
is
him
fucked.
a cancer is so fucked up.
It's completely fucked. But if it was so fucked, why wasn't it brought up when it happened?
Yeah, 4 months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not when all the shit's hit the fan and
Yeah.
the media go, "Oh, we'll have that. We'll put that in our back
Yeah.
pocket."
Oh, here,
And,
look, this is a good time to let it go.
Oh, yeah. Oh, all this shit's happening. Oh, the club's breaking down. Oh, let's throw this one out in the
Yeah.
fire. Oh, like, why would they say that about Latrell? It's, he's a fucking, what's it called? Victim and stuff. And yeah,
You
he is a
released
victim.
it.
But you guys
made
released
him,
it.
Yeah, yeah. He's a victim because of you.
Yeah. Not because of that guy.
No.
Like that, yeah, he is because of that guy. But
Yeah,
should have been 4 months ago because of that guy.
Yeah, yeah.
Not now.
Just-
Is this the same media that through the week of blowing up because he went to a Luke Combs concert and was smashing a beer?
Yeah.
And then that's why he played bad?
It's so fucked up.
but then, like,
Their
you know,
agenda.
But then they also,
so
it's the
hectic.
same thing that they glorify like Andrew Johns for going and getting fucked up, or Cam Munster being on a bender for however long and then
Yeah.
going to Origin and,
Yeah, yeah.
and killing
And
it.
kill- yeah.
So they glorify that,
Yeah.
but then a guy can't go enjoy his life and have a beer on
During the
stage,
week.
probably got egged on, did a shoey, probably drank half the beer anyway because he shotgunned it.
Yeah.
And like, why didn't they? So Nico Hines did the same thing with Wade Graham this week.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
So they got on the stage, they did the same thing.
Yeah.
They got
Apparently-
pumped,
yeah.
and he got a hamstring injury or quad injury. Would that, like, why didn't they say, oh, that was because there was a,
there's no,
alcohol made it happen?
Yeah.
I bet you if it was Latrell, probably.
There's no agenda against Nico.
Everyone
That's
loves
what it
him.
is.
Everyone loves him.
Yeah.
And Graham's retiring.
Yeah. It's fucked up.
This was all the media that started it.
It's fucked.
Wild.
It's so wild.
Fucking mental.
Fucking dogs.
Yeah, dude. Just quickly about we're just going to throw out a few people that are probably going to be missing this week as well. Horsburgh's out.
Yeah,
3 weeks suspended.
Yep.
Obviously, we talked about JWH, but Manu's touch and go. Ponga, AC joint will definitely miss this week. Luai. That's the other big thing.
prelims, apparently.
I would be very surprised if he does, bro.
Yeah, right. What was it? It was a full
Dislocation.
shoulder dislocation. Yeah.
The only reason is because they popped it back in. I don't know how severe the ligament damage would be or if there is any. But normally, your instability in your shoulder, if you dislocate's fucked.
I can
you
easily
need
pop
you need
back out.
extensive rehab. Normally 6 weeks.
Yeah, right.
Cleary did it a couple of years back. I don't think it was last year. I think it might have been the year before. Was it? Remember when he had that big layoff and his shoulder's fucked, and he did a 6 week thing and he came back for the finals.
Yeah.
So you can do it, but
It's too late.
I don't know if you can do it in 2-3 weeks, man.
Yeah.
Maybe you can, as I said, but just going off what I know in terms of just my background and shit, I would be surprised if he would be able to play or be anywhere near 100% if he did.
Yeah.
And it's
And you don't
different from the
risk him,
AC because the AC is pure pain management. You can't make it any worse. It's just sort of rupture. And it's you probably have, but
So will that mean-
dislocation's
yeah.
worse because it's proper ligament damage that
Yeah.
it's the instability of the shoulder rather than that's just pain.
Yeah, it can
Yeah.
easily pop back out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah. And is that worth it? The risk?
Well, it is if you're playing finals and then your season's done and you have to get a shoulder rehair anyway. So
True.
Yeah,
Yeah.
might do it.
Yeah.
But
They'll
it'd be
just try and
interesting to see.
Because they'll...
What do you think if he does play? If he doesn't play, sorry.
Their record with him and without him, it's pretty polarizing, I think.
People can say what they want about him, but they are
Yeah.
better with him.
They've won
a much better team
with
him.
him, they've won 73 and lost 9.
Yeah.
And without him, they've won 7 and lost 6. I think I read. Or other way around, 6 and 7.
Yeah.
It's big stats. He's a lot of their attack. Cleary's the game manager. Luai is the one with the X factor, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Jack Cogger's not going to be X factor.
Yeah.
Jack Cogger's at number 7.
I know.
Do they bring Jamin Salmon in to play 6?
Possibly.
But he's no Luai.
Yeah. I don't know, dude.
Yeah,
I honestly don't know what they do.
It sort of brings them back to the pack. I think they're not as scary without him.
Could you? Yeah, I don't know if you. I was gonna say you could maybe do don't know if you want to change too much shit, but you could maybe try Edwards at 6 and play Crichton at 1. But then there's probably, and then you have Peach in the centres, and then you got Tago back and shit.
Yeah.
But I think it's too far to the end of the season to do it. Say if he was gone.
Didn't they do something?
Maybe like if he was gone week 16, 15.
Yeah.
And
you could try rejig
they could,
it like
yeah,
that.
you could try
it's
it.
too late in the year
But
to do that.
one game, you can't really do it, you know?
Didn't they moved Crichton, did they move him to fullback? Against Parramatta?
I think so.
And that edge, that right edge was tissue paper.
Yeah, it was shit.
Yeah. That's
dog
where
shit.
that's where Sevo scored all those tries.
They had him. He's been playing left because Tago's out.
Oh, that's right. But that edge was shit for line breaks. I think they'd
They had some young fella in. He was fucking shit.
They conceded like on average 2 line breaks a game.
They weren't.
And they conceded 6 in the first half.
Yeah, I know. That was shit.
It's a massive. Yeah, I don't think you move Edwards away from fullback.
Yeah,
because Crichton's not Edwards level.
Yeah,
I think they need to make Salmon the 5'8", like a stopgap.
Yeah,
fix at the moment.
I honestly think they'll just put Cogger in there.
Yeah, possible. Yeah.
Cleary's very much. Cleary can play more like a 6 anyway.
He can, yeah.
Like you just play it on that side and it's that side. It's not really. It's a halves.
Yeah,
they're just their names. Half. They just. Yeah. It's the same position on each side of the field, really. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, if anyone can do it, Cleary could probably do it. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah,
they definitely struggle without him though. Sure. Let's just review. No, like super in depth. Just what our thoughts are on the season for a few of the teams from the bottom.
Disappointing, not disappointing.
So Tigers are definitely going to finish wooden spooners now. How do you sort of see
they may finish
season?
Equal points, with
they can Bulldogs? Finish equal with Dragons, but points differential put them as last no matter what kind of thing.
Disappointing.
Pretty disappointing season for them to finish last.
Yeah, I think the first episode we both had them.
I had him top 8.
Did you?
Yep. I put him in top 8.
I had him spooned, didn't I?
No, I put him in the top 8. I thought, remember how we had a Smoky for who?
Yeah, we did.
Or a dark horse.
I said Bulldogs. I think
after week 1 I was like, fuck, can I change it? Remember they got pumped. You remember that?
Yeah.
In that preseason or the season predictions, where I had him as my dark horse.
Yeah, right.
So
fuck how wrong we are. And I think I had Bulldogs.
Super you look at the start of the season, new coach. Sheen's back in, supposed to set up this brand new system. Benji being his predecessor, taking over in a couple of years. You have Appy, who's a magician. You have Bateman, Papali'i,
Clemmer,
all these people. At that time you had. You even look. Dane Laurie was coming off the back of a good year. Adam Dewey.
Luke Brooks. What was he going to be with all these good players around him?
Exactly. Yeah. All this, and then Dewey gets to ACL. Brooks has been in and out a lot this year. Hasn't really played a lot. When he has, he's been reasonably good.
Been quite good.
First 10 rounds, not great, but then he sort of picked it up, and he had that really good stint where they had a couple of wins.
Yeah,
and then he was injured, and he's basically been injured. He's out even this week. Papali'i doesn't look anything like he did and then there's reports that he's done a backflip and go back to the Eels next year.
I heard that, yeah.
Probably really good for the Eels.
Fuck yeah.
Might not be that bad for the Tigers because he hasn't really done anything. No. I'd be happy probably to give him up and just try and reinvest it into someone else.
Yeah.
There's players there they've definitely picked up. Buller looks great.
Yeah. Rookie of the year, potentially.
Rookie of the year. I thought Stafford Toa was probably one of their best this year, if not their best player this whole year. Other than that.
Yeah. What's the Stefano? He's been pretty...
He's been okay from what I've watched. I think this year their best players has probably been Appy. I thought Appy definitely he's tried so hard. But it's pretty tough.
I think it's quite disappointing from Nofaluma.
Yeah.
He's had a weird year.
Well, yeah, I thought they should have just got rid of him last year. He doesn't want to be there anymore. No. We've talked about it a few weeks ago, and I just think he's sort of at a point where it's he needs a change in his career. I just don't think
it's not Tigers anymore.
It's not Tigers anymore. I think he's done.
Yeah,
I think he's probably just over losing. Bro.
Imagine that your whole career.
Yeah.
Then you go to the Storm.
I don't think he hadn't played finals till last year.
Yeah,
with the Storm.
Yeah,
mental,
crazy.
And he was winning fucking try scorer of the year some years and stuff, and
sure.
but
disappointing.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's probably our review of them. Looking forward, we'll obviously do.
Do we
more
give
of
them
that.
like an F?
Massive F?
Fail.
Massive F.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they should have done better.
Yeah.
Would they have made the 8 realistically? Probably not.
No.
But they should be like, I would have
10th?
got them around
11th?
11th to 9th.
I think they.
You know what I mean? That's where they probably should have finished.
Yeah.
Going
team
off
they
their
have.
team.
Yeah.
But yeah, would be interested to see what goes on next year with player changes. I know they're getting Aiden Caesar in.
Yeah, they're getting the
but
Finu brothers.
Finu brothers, Benji, full control.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah.
Next one, obviously, Dragons.
Disappointing.
Very disappointing year. But
Disappointing.
everyone had them finishing last to second last to third last. Like,
So
no one
maybe-
really had them. It was probably fair in terms of what people had them.
Yeah.
But then
still
they even come out and said,
disappointing.
we don't make the finals this year, like, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They just didn't have the squad depth, man. They all like the squad quality.
Yeah.
They let signings go mid-year. That like they try to play that whole money ball thing, get the older fellas in cheaper.
Fail.
I think they're when you look at it, man, I honestly just think their roster's been set up poorly over the last few years, which has tied their hands a little bit as to what they could and couldn't do. I think next year they'll probably start to look better.
Yeah.
With Flanagan in there, I think he's made some
think-
tough decisions already
I think that was the best decision they could have made
for this.
in terms of coaching.
The best thing they did this year was doing that. I think
Like getting rid of Hook like halfway through was
Hook made
fucked,
some
but
fucking weird decisions.
He did.
Throughout his whole time there, just very strange. He's a strange guy, man. Like he just
He
makes
is.
some weird shit, and
Even
none of
his,
it
like,
really makes sense.
Commentating and stuff is a bit.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's very
hard to listen to.
Yeah, it's very. I was going to do it, and I can't even do it because it's like that.
Monotone.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very monotone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird choice.
Yeah. So
And he's like commentating with Flano that took his job.
the interesting thing will obviously be still around Hunt.
Yeah.
What happens with Hunt? Does he go? Does he stay?
Bro. That's going to be like an off-season development, I think.
It will.
It's not the
I
last
think
of it.
he'll go.
I think
You think he'll stay? I think
Yeah.
he'll go. I think he just he doesn't want to be there, bro.
Nah, I think Flano, he'll give it a chance under a
Maybe.
new coach like Flano.
Yeah,
he's
maybe.
actually a good, experienced.
I think he really wants to move
Coach.
back to
Yeah, he wants to be in Queensland.
Queensland. Man. I
Yeah,
think he might have just bought a house at the Gold Coast. Someone said.
Yeah.
So I think he wants to. It's gonna. If he goes, they're gonna struggle.
Yeah. Well, and they're talking Lomax fullback, eh?
Yeah, they don't give him a chance at fullback.
Which
Who are they signing? I don't really know anyone they're signing.
don't know.
Suoliti.
Apparently, trying to.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if they've made any.
I don't know if there's many coming in.
Oh, they've got
There's a few going out.
Is it Ueli from Sharks?
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
Coming,
Yeah.
which is a good sign.
That's a good signing.
But yeah,
Yeah. I can't think of too many, man.
They need a 6. Is Amon their like long term 6?
Apparently, I think that's what they're going with.
Yeah, he still needs to develop. Same with Sloan.
Well, Tigers also got what's his name too, from Dragons
Oh,
for next
Sullivan.
year, Sullivan.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's good. They sort of have another half there.
Yeah, it's good. That's a good signing. I
Probably
think.
him and Caesar, you'd think, to start,
Yeah,
and then it would be Finu if he can sort of fill in and Dewey what they do with him. I don't know.
Who
So,
knows?
yeah, it's probably it on the Dragons. It's
Yeah,
disappointing, man.
disappointing.
All these ones will be pretty disappointing. Bulldogs. Fuck me. Where do you start?
disappointed.
I give them
They've-
probably the worst out of everyone.
I think they.
And you know
it's
why?
Injury though.
No,
It's depth.
No,
They were fucked by injury.
no,
this year.
I don't care. No, honestly, man, you look
Yeah.
at that team, it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
Like, I don't give a fuck who's injured.
Mm.
You're getting pumped by 50 every week.
yeah, it's pretty hectic.
They haven't improved at all.
No, they've gotten
gone
worse.
backwards, man.
They've gotten worse.
So what? So Serrata's supposed to be this great attacking coach, great, but you can't keep teams fucking putting 40 on you. What's the
No,
point?
and you're not even scoring like 30.
What's the point?
Yeah,
You know, like
It's
even
yeah.
okay, you say that, but the last probably 4 weeks, they've had their full strength team,
yeah,
and that's with Sexton. They didn't even have it at the start of the year.
yeah.
They didn't pumped. Look at this week, man. They got
fucking
pumped.
pumped. What was it, 48-24?
They got pumped.
Yeah.
Great, you scored 24 points, whatever. Great.
Yeah, but you got
You
double
got-
that put
yeah.
on you. Yeah, yeah.
Like,
The Knights beat them 108-6.
It's bad, man.
Yeah.
I'd love to. What's their total points conceded this year?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I bet you it's fucked.
It would be fucked. It'd have to be like near 1,000, wouldn't it?
It'd be not good.
How do you see that?
Their total points conceded was 735. The next closest was
Where do you find that? NRL.com.
yeah. I just looked on the ladder. The next closest was the Dragons with 641. They were the only team to finish in the 700s.
Holy fuck.
Their 400 against differential was minus 327. The next closest was the Tigers on 248.
And it's hectic. And
They nearly finished nearly 100 points in differential.
And they're going to
difference.
come 15th.
Yeah. It just shows you, man.
That's crazy.
Like they won a few games early on, and you know what? I remember sitting here like 10 weeks in going, yeah, they're losing, but hey, they're trying hard. They're staying in games.
Yeah.
You know, they were still getting blown out, but they were trying as hard as they could to the point where they just didn't have a good enough team, or they had young guys and shit, right?
Yeah.
But then something happened about round 12 to 15, and that was it.
Yeah.
Their attitude just was fucking
like
dog shit
years
from then
over.
on, mate. Like, and they were shit from then on.
Yeah. It was like the year's over.
Yeah.
It's what it was like. It was like,
We talked about it.
Yeah,
we were
I
like,
remember.
the grinder things and all
Yeah.
this shit, and then we went, and then it was like, and they're just dog shit.
Yeah.
You know? What do you say? They're just dog shit.
dog shit.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's just
Big blue shit.
Big blue turd.
Big hairy poo. Remember that?
Yeah.
So
But it's still crazy to me that they're going to finish not last
yeah,
when they deserve to finish last.
I know.
Like, no offense, but
Yeah.
they do.
they do. They really do.
Yeah.
I think from what I've seen from the Tigers this year, they don't deserve, and the Dragons in periods,
No, they don't deserve.
they
to
are
be
better
last.
than the Bulldogs.
Yeah.
To be honest.
Yeah.
This year. So it's a bit of a wool pull. I think that one.
Yeah.
Dolphins will look like. Yeah, it depends if they win this week and Titans lose. But I think they've got
Dolphins have got Warriors.
So we're thinking they're going to lose that.
Yeah. That just reminds me when I was looking at the odds before.
Yeah.
Even.
Wow.
Dolphins and Warriors.
Maybe they think they might rest players because they can't necessarily.
Yeah. They're going to
No one should be allowed to rest players, man. No, they shouldn't though.
Yeah.
What if it's like, and especially for tipping and shit, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah. It's people actually
They
have
shouldn't
money
be allowed
on it
to
and
do
shit.
it.
Yeah, yeah.
People have money on this shit, or like teams finishing certain positions and shit for the year, and
Yeah.
you know, and then like you're
Yeah,
resting
the Panthers
players, and it
rest half
fucks
their
that whole
team.
shit
Yeah.
up. You know, I know it doesn't sound good, but money talks, man. At the end of the day,
For
and it's
sure.
like they shouldn't be just be allowed
It's
to
a
do
business.
it.
Like,
Yeah,
that's what
it's
fuels the
professional
business.
sport. You
Yeah,
shouldn't just be
yeah.
able to rest players for the sake of it, man.
Yeah.
You know, they get paid to play, so should be playing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so Dolphins, I thought
I think it's
pretty
like a
good year.
pass.
It's a pass. Especially they might finish it. They could still lose, and I think if the Titans lose by more, I think there's only like 7 points in the
Right.
differential. So they'll either finish what position's that
13th
or
14th.
14th. Yeah.
Yeah.
So pass. I give them a pass.
Well, considering at the start of the year, everyone sort of had them as like
yeah,
spoon.
yeah.
And at halfway through the year, they were looking like they might make the finals.
They won the first 4 games, didn't they?
Yeah.
4 or 5 games.
Yeah.
And we were like, holy shit.
Holy
but
fuck.
I think what everyone thought, there'd be that drop off.
Yeah.
And it purely come from injuries.
Yep.
I think a real big one for him was Gilbert when they lost Tommy
Yeah,
Gilbert.
he was
massive.
massive.
He was there like
Their
you-
passion and their drive.
You thought
and-
like the Storm Boys and shit were just gonna be those leaders, but I thought he was. He had
was,
that.
yeah.
He had that
That
real
mongrel
fucking
and-
arsehole in him that
Yeah.
like
that
would hurt
every
players
team
and shit.
needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I
That
think
Kafusi suspension.
he had
fucked them
too
a bit
many.
too.
He had a couple,
Yeah.
man, and it cost him.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have any depth.
Nah.
I thought Lemuelu was been really good
He's
for him
been
though. So
very
he was
good.
a goodish sort of.
like a shining light.
He was good for
Yeah.
the fact that he was actually that good that he pushed Bromwich into the middle.
Yeah.
By the end of the year,
Yeah.
he's playing 10
Yeah.
because Lemuelu was starting on the edge.
Yeah.
You know,
and you can't not have him there.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, they're going to be better for next year. Obviously, first
Few
year
players coming.
in, Herbie's going to be huge for him.
Massive.
I thought Val was really good this year for him. But
He'll
like
get fitter
cost him in like defense and stuff. So you know,
another year, like a year of full preseason.
needs to lose,
He'll
drop
lose
10
some
kilos or so.
yeah.
You know that, and then then they've got depth. It's like, okay, well, there's a couple players fighting for, you know, your Avarillo, him.
Who do you think's their fullback next year?
You have to keep Hammer
Has to
there.
be Hammer, right?
It has to be Hammer.
And then where's Avarillo play?
Well, they're going to fight it out, I think, for centers.
Yeah, right.
I think
What,
you've
Val
got
and
I think
Avarillo?
you got Val, Ewan
Herbie.
Aiken, Herbie, and
That's a
Avarillo.
lot. That's good depth.
That's what you want, man.
Yeah.
Probably want about that, right?
Yeah, but that's 4 starting centers
Yeah.
potentially.
Yeah. I would suggest starting the year it's going to be
And their wingers, like one's going to be Azarko,
one will be Azarko.
Tessie New.
Other ones either probably Tessie New.
Can
or
Avarillo play wing? He can play fullback.
Probably not. Probably not.
He can play fullback.
Yeah, I don't think he would.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's what I mean. They've got some options there, man.
Options, yeah,
going
but
to
that's
next
what
year.
they need.
Yeah,
Options.
they just ran out of troops this year.
Yeah.
Just older fellas couldn't play through
Not
the
week
minutes.
to week,
but,
27 rounds.
So they had
for
an
long.
older base team. You know, they had to have. The only way they're going to keep it up this year was if they just stayed healthy throughout the entire year and just got got lucky basically. That's all it is, man. Most of these teams, it's like
if your
go on a
team
massive
stays
run.
healthy, chances are you're going to play finals.
Exactly. Like I showed you that stat the other day. It was like since 2020, the teams with the most injuries plus that had like plus 5 week.
Yeah, Roosters,
like,
Knights.
Roosters were on 52.
Yeah.
Knights were on like 40, 48 or some shit.
Yeah.
And then everyone else was on like 36.
Yeah.
And it went down and down and down. And then Panthers were like second last.
Yeah,
And you're just like, oh, well,
that's why.
they've barely had any injuries this year.
And
and since 2020.
Yeah, and that's what we're saying before.
And you look at
about-
our period of since we've been on shit, you know.
Yeah, that's what I was saying
yeah.
before. Like the Roosters have had so many different spine this year.
Yeah.
It's hard to get consistency.
Exactly.
The Knights have had the same spine for
It
the
shows.
last 10 weeks.
Shows it means
we've won
shit,
8 in a
man.
row.
Yeah.
Like,
And you know, I think when they were doing really well when they lost fucking O'Sullivan. You know what I mean? I think that really
just
yeah
brought him back down
it
to
did.
earth.
Yeah. And then
he was killing it.
it was almost a hindrance to him because then he started playing what's his name? Nicarima
Yeah.
in the halves, and then Nicarima started playing really well. So
Yeah.
then when he came back,
He had to find a spot
they were
for
trying to
both of them.
like,
Yeah.
and it almost like fucked him because
that's
he was
what
trying to
fucked-
play him like
Yeah, because he put Nicarima to fullback.
yeah.
Hammer in the centers
Yeah.
just to compensate
to
for having.
yeah, and then it was like,
like
but then you're
too
losing
many,
shit.
yeah.
Hammer was still killing it in the centers, but it's like
But he's not as good.
He's not involved enough.
Yeah.
And you had no other stars really in your team.
No.
You need him involved so much to
For
even
sure,
get anywhere
yeah.
out of it. So yeah, they just needed a bit more depth. So I think
it's
next year
definitely
they'll
a
be
pass
better.
mark.
Pass mark for this year.
Like
First year in
like
the
a
comp.
C+ or
Yeah.
something.
You're beating any teams your first year in the comp, you're doing good.
Yeah, you're doing good.
So that's a review for those 4 teams. We'll do a couple more next week and go from there. Yeah, we don't have a lot of time, so let's just go through these games real quick.
Yep.
In terms of just a bit of a review, we've already talked about Panthers Eels, 32-18. Not much more to touch on there. Hey,
Nah,
Eels just dominated.
They didn't look like losing.
Yeah,
It was weird.
yeah,
You never see Panthers like that.
I know, dude.
Yeah.
They just got manhandled. Really,
They just
which is
got
weird.
out. It was like out enthused.
Yeah.
Even the forwards.
They just found a weak spot, which was that left edge, and
Yeah.
they just attacked it.
Yeah.
And they just
that's what you got to do. They didn't go away from it.
you could see
Humming.
you could see Toto just didn't trust him, and he kept coming
jamming
in,
in,
and
yeah.
it's like, dude,
Just stay
just
out
stay there, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, you didn't trust him, so and that shows you like pairing on the edge and stuff how
It's
important it
so
is.
like crucial to his success.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Cool. Next one was Warriors Dragons 18-6. I didn't watch all this game. I caught a bit of it, but Dragons definitely took it to them.
They did, and it looked like for a bit it was quite close. The Warriors got those like late try.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah.
They're just trying to get to finals now. I think.
To be honest, it's hard to say, but
Warriors
they've
have
had a
been
very good run in,
they
like
have.
Warriors.
They've been flat.
They haven't been great.
They
So
still win.
it worries me to it worries me how good they're actually going to be when they come up against some motherfuckers.
Have they just been coasting? Like we've made the finals.
Yeah, you don't know.
When finals
And
hits,
now
like they did
Metcalf's
both.
out.
He's been
done his
so good for
hamstring,
them.
So he's another one that's out.
Yeah,
So it'd be interesting to see.
that's a big loss.
Yeah,
Dylan Walker would probably slot straight in.
I'd say Dylan Walker.
Yeah,
What's happened to Murray Martin?
I think he's coming back.
Because he started 6. Right?
Yeah, I think he might even be back from injury this week.
Maybe he plays.
Yeah, maybe he plays.
Yeah,
or
cool.
comes back off the bench or something.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Dolphins, Cowboys. Cowboys did what they had to do. It was pretty dominant.
Yeah. They needed to win.
I thought it should have been probably more than what
Yeah.
it finished, 34-10.
Yeah. They needed to win. Like, it's for like the teams that we were talking about before, like Roosters, Rabbits, like Knights to an extent, but last week. It's must-win games.
100%.
You have to win every single game now.
Yep.
And they just won.
Yeah, they had to win to stay in it, and they did.
Yeah.
And they had more to play for.
For sure.
Dolphins had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
You know, I think Val comes back this week coming for him.
Yeah, so
So
he's
that
come
that'll be a
week.
bonus. So yeah, they're gonna try hard against Panthers. See what
Yeah, and
happens.
if they're depleted,
Yeah,
resting players as you love. It could be anything.
that's it. Storm Titans 37-16. I missed this game altogether.
Yeah, I didn't.
I think we both missed it. We were at
we watched the
drinks.
start of it. Oh, watched the
we saw the very end of it where I got fucked.
yeah,
Points.
yeah. That's right. You thought you were in.
Yeah. Oh, also
We didn't
Joel
touch on
won.
that, yeah.
If you watched it, Joel won his decoy bet this week. So
Ended up being 117-1
yeah,
with the void. Mine got voided.
still good.
Still good.
Still paid a little bit.
Fucking
Put two and two together.
$1,100.
Yeah, there you go. Dog.
Should have got on it.
Yeah. Well, I was on a good one yesterday, and I needed the Knights 1-12, and they blew them
It's
out.
always gonna be 13.
It was close most of the
was.
game.
It was 6 or
I was
half
like,
time.
oh shit, this might actually be alright.
Yeah.
And then they just,
Were you following along my bet at all, or you forgot?
I forgot about it. I looked on Saturday, and then like Saturday night, I was like, fuck, still going. I forgot on Sunday though. Yeah. But yeah, I didn't really watch it. Titans, we always thought were probably gonna get beat. They're nothing to play for.
Nah.
Storm,
They're trying to
pretty
still,
dominant.
Yeah, they just wanted. They
Yeah.
had to win that to secure top 4.
yeah.
That's
It's
all
good
that
to see
was.
Pat back as well.
Yeah.
Played how we thought off the bench through the middle. They'll
Yeah,
probably do
15
that
minutes
at
or
least for
whatever.
the next few games and,
Yeah.
and see what happens from there.
Yeah.
They
Well,
might
they-
put Meany at maybe at 7,
Yeah, maybe.
or they play Peasant
Play-
there and just
Yeah,
keep it
probably
how it
depends
is.
to keep it how it is.
Yeah, I think they'll probably do that.
Yeah. They got
Um,
a couple of weeks still to work it out. Like
yeah,
they've guaranteed week 2 of the finals, so they can fuck with it a bit.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Next one was Storm Tigers. Roosters Tigers, 32-8 to 8.
Similar to the Cowboys, like you just had to win.
Had to win, and it wasn't pretty for a lot of the game.
No.
We ran away with it at the end. I think class sort of prevailed.
Yeah.
And I think it probably kept him in a little bit because we got a few injuries and different things.
Yeah.
Like Manu going off in that. But I thought Suoliti had his best game for us maybe ever.
Yeah.
Played really good at fullback, and it just shows with a bit of space what he can actually do.
Yeah, for sure.
Big and strong, and a lot of footwork, and
Yeah.
made some cool breaks and scored a good try and stuff as well. Yeah, I was out, so I watched it, but I wasn't like, I couldn't really like watch it
Yeah.
how
I didn't-
I normally would.
I didn't watch it at all.
I was just hoping and praying we won.
Yeah.
But yeah, not much more to say on that really.
Nah.
Raiders Broncos, 18-29. Sort of touched on that with Walsh and stuff and,
Yeah.
and Ricky.
Yeah.
Not really.
I think
yeah.
it could have went like
It could have went,
It could've
the other
went either way.
Yeah. I think they ran away with it at the end. I know they got
They
some
did,
bad
yeah.
calls, but they just seemed like they came over top of them
I
anyway.
needed them too.
Yeah.
Because I had them overs for the points overs,
Right, yeah.
and it was like kind of like looking
Were you
like it
following
wasn't.
along with it, or you just went, at the end?
No, I watched the
Were
end
you
of
like,
that game.
fuck,
Yeah, I was like,
with the night Sharks, you're like, fucking score. Was it under or overs you needed?
oh, we're talking about the Knights?
Yeah.
Unders.
Yeah, so you're like, stop scoring,
Yeah,
but
that
score.
was. Yeah, I was blowing up. In the Broncos game, I'm like, fucking. Like, it was 5 minutes ago, and I needed like 6 more points
Yeah.
or some shit. I'm like, fucking score. Then Reece Walsh runs that one in, and then I'm like, you better fucking kick it. Yeah. He kicks it in.
That's so good.
Fuck, yeah.
Yeah, they're just rolling, mate.
Yeah.
Even without their big guns, but they're doing good. Bulldogs Manly, it's a fucking shit
Bludger,
show. I didn't really
yeah.
watch it, to be honest.
Yeah, I had it on the background as a bludger game.
Yeah, I had it on while we were watching that painkiller show, but
Yeah. Humongous scoreline. Like, it's a bottom 8
what's all the
score.
go with like this kid getting the kick at the end? Like
Oh, the Gordon.
Kim Jong Un.
Gordon Chan Kum Tong. That's his name.
I know.
Yeah. I think he was on debut. And
Right.
it was
So we're just like, oh, the
get
kick.
points on debut. Yeah,
Yeah, that's cool.
pretty sick.
Why not?
Yeah, fuck it.
But yeah,
Yeah.
two
Shit
shit
game.
teams that doesn't really matter. So whatever.
Yeah.
As I always say, go to Hello Sport if you want to hear about Manly. Knights Sharks 32-6. Yeah, 6.
Yeah.
Close game. Was fucking
close,
as an arm
yeah.
wrestle, man, and you had to just get through the shit, and
Yeah.
then they just
I'm so fucking happy about it. It was like the Knights
it was
don't
6
do
or
that.
half time, wasn't it?
Yeah,
yeah.
The Knights don't do that, and I was like,
But
you
yous have been.
we
That's
have
the
been.
thing.
That's but
Yeah.
you're always waiting for like when's it
Yeah,
gonna stop?
when's it going to stop?
But
But
it's not been stopping, and they're just playing with. I think when you're winning, you're confident too,
you do,
right?
yeah. Your confidence is up, and
Yeah,
and
and
get
you
better.
got you got faith in your teammates that you're going to get the job done, and they
100%.
have been doing it.
100%.
It's just it was nice to keep them scoreless in the second half.
Yeah. No, I agree, man.
That's better than the 30 points.
Yeah. As I
Yeah.
said, I genuinely think you guys are the third best team in the comp at the moment.
Yeah.
That's what I believe. Like people say, oh, Warriors, but I'm like, they've had an easy run. They haven't looked great.
Yeah,
Off of like
who you've played,
looking, who
and-
you're looking at.
Yeah,
So off of just visuals, not about the results of teams and this and that, just off visuals, I think you guys are easily the third best team.
yeah. I think
Because I think
You're
Storm
right.
have been more inconsistent,
Yeah.
up and down. Warriors have looked poor in some games, even though they would get a win. It doesn't. You're winning and you might be in that position, but you're versing shit teams.
Yeah, you've had,
and
like,
you've
the
like just
smoothest
scraping
run.
by.
Yeah,
Tigers. Fucking
the
Dragons.
Knights have had like an acid test
yeah,
the last 5 weeks.
yeah.
like,
And even the games you did lose against, Panthers, you really should have won that.
by
and you just
point.
win it.
Broncos by 4.
Yeah, like all these games, you were like, it was an arm wrestle to the end, and it showed you stayed, you played the same way.
Yeah.
You just got beat at the end,
Yeah.
So it shows like you can,
like
you can
it'd
hold
be
it.
interesting if like a.
And that was before you were really clicking as well.
For
That's
sure.
the
Like
thing.
it'd be interesting. That's when Ponga was only just
Exactly.
back to fullback. Like it'd be interesting to see how they play. Like if Pong was fit,
Yeah,
Knights in the semis or whatever
yeah,
against one of these good teams. Like that's the. Like you see what you're made of then, right?
100%.
And like, I think they could go with them.
yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah,
I think he's go to a chance to at least make prelim or something this year.
yeah, it'd be sick.
Your best hope is
Yeah.
that either the Broncos or the Panthers lose.
Yeah,
So if one of them lose,
so
it
they
hops,
have to verse each other,
and then they have to
Yeah.
verse each other, and then that gives. I think everyone hopes that.
But then if
it
they-
opens up a chance for any other team to
Yeah,
verse.
but you just
them.
don't want to be like if Broncos or Panthers lose, whoever wins out of the bottom 8 has to verse. One of them is going to have to verse them.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I just mean if you don't like, for your team to have a chance, you want to hope that you're not on that side of the draw.
Yeah,
You're
it's
on
gotta
that
be
side of
luck.
the draw,
Yeah, yeah.
and then you have to verse someone in the prelim that gets you to there.
Yeah,
you
like,
know?
yeah.
Yeah. So
It's so hectic.
Yeah.
I can't wait.
Uh,
And I just want to say too, like, anything that happens from here for the Knights is a win. Like
Oh, yeah.
finishing top 6.
it's a pass massively.
finishing top 6 10 weeks ago. You're fucking off your
Mate,
head.
10 weeks ago, we were saying that Adam O'Brien might have to get sacked. We were talking about
10
that.
weeks ago, Knights were paying $501 to make the grand final.
I know.
I looked before they paid $18 to
Hectic.
win the whole comp.
Imagine just putting like $50 on it.
Back then,
Yeah.
kill yourself.
Jesus. All right, tips.
Tips, yes.
We'll get out of here.
We will. So first game is Broncos Storm.
I'm going Storm.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Storm too. Manly Tigers. I'd say Manly finish on a win.
Yeah.
Rabbits Roosters. You obviously
Got to
go
win, mate.
Roosters.
Got to go Roosters.
I think you's a win. I think our tipping is fucked. You're gonna win no matter what now.
Right.
So I'm just
I think we
gonna
go into the finals as well. We just keep
Will
going.
we?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck
I
it.
know. Well, I'm still gonna go the Roosters because I think they'll win. Dolphins Warriors.
I'll go Warriors. You don't know.
Yeah, you don't know.
But I think Dolphins have a lot. Like, I just,
Still injuries and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it in? Is it? It's over
That's
here
at
as well.
Dolphins, yeah.
Yeah. What are you on?
I'm gonna go Warriors.
Yeah.
Panthers Cowboys.
I think Panthers will win.
Yeah,
It's so hard because you don't know who they're going to play, but we
Yeah.
got to put tips in before it.
we do.
I'm
We
just
can-
going off of the if I think
What's-
Storm
yeah,
lose,
yeah.
then I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
Panthers will win. You
Yeah.
have to really go
You have
that
to,
way.
yeah. Dragons, Knights.
Dragons, Knights.
Yeah.
Knights.
Yeah, Knights. Titans, Bulldogs.
Titans.
Have to go the Titans. Sharks, Raiders.
Yeah, fuck. I
I'm
think
going-
we said it before that we'll go the Sharks.
I'm going
Yeah.
Sharks. So we got even the
Yeah.
same this week.
That's
but
fine.
Yeah.
Did you make one back on me last week? I think you did, eh?
Nah, I don't. Did I?
I think we had two different.
No, I think I picked Bulldogs, but you picked Sharks.
Right.
Yeah, so even
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, that's it for another week, guys. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't, please subscribe, like, all that sort of stuff on our Instagram and YouTube. And we'll see you next week.
Get on my multi this week.
See you later.
See ya.